Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to the how-to series. Today we are going to show you how to change the rear shock absorbers on a UK spec 1.2 Fiat 500. Here we go. Right, we're going to do it one side at a time. I'm only going to jack one side up at a time. So first of all, loosen the wheel nuts off a little bit. Just a little bit with either a breaker bar if you need to, or a wrench. Whatever you need to do. If you've got a locking wheel nut, I suggest you don't use a electric wrench because that can strip it off if it's too tight. So undo it, at least just get it a little bit loose with a breaker bar or an ordinary wheel wrench first. Then jack the car up on the normal jacking point. Then we're going to release the wheels completely, get the wheel off. Release the nuts completely, take the back wheel off and get an axle stand underneath. So let's do that and we'll come back. So there you see the wheels off. We got a axle stand under there, and in case the unthinkable happens and for some reason it falls off of there, the jack is released slightly and it's now resting on the axle stand. Should the unthinkable happen, it's always a good idea to put wheels underneath. So should it fall, it will fall onto the wheel and not onto you and kill you, should you be underneath. So while we're here, we're going to inspect the springs as well, because we have a tinkling noise coming from this, and I suspect it is the shocks, and I'm going to change the shocks. However, it could be the springs, so I'm going to have a look at the springs while we're here anyway. Once the wheel's off and it's jacked up, we can actually see what the springs are like. I'm not going to change them now, just in case there's nothing wrong with them, but I'm going to have a look, get a torch in there and have a look at them. But for the time being, we are going to do the shocks. So we're now going to get some WD-40 on the 2 bolts, let that soak in for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back. So I've got a torch on it a little bit. So on top one we've got a 17mm, and the bottom we've got a 19mm, 15mm, not 17mm, yeah, 15mm on the top and 19mm on the bottom. So I'm going to set you up on a tripod quickly and then we'll get those undone. We're going to start off with just with a extension bar and a wrench and see how it comes off. If it comes undone easy, then we'll get the electric wrench on it as well. In fact, we might even try that first. Let's see how it goes. We'll set you up on a tripod and we'll give it a go. Right, I've got a wrench on here. It wasn't too tight actually. It wasn't that bad at all. So now I've got this started off, what I'll do is I'll get the wrench on it with an extension bar. And it should come off quite easy. There we go. Finish it off by hand. Quite worth those things, but you generally need to get the bolts broken first, loose first. That's that one. Then we go around to the top one, and we will undo that one. Hopefully that one will be as easy. Get the torch out of the way. Easy peasy. It's nice to have bolts that are easy to get undone. So this is just a 15mm, and then what I might do is get a pry bar. It might just pull out. There we go. Now the insert had just sort of fallen out, so I think that sort of speaks volumes as to that is worn. That wasn't worn enough or split for the MOT to be an MOT failure, but that chances are that was moving around in there and tinkling, so they are definitely shot. Here's the new ones. Now they're not sided, so you just buy two. It's not a left or a right. And there's one thing with these that may seem obvious, but I'm going to mention anyway, is if we take that strap off, I might have to cut that off. No, this comes off, that's fine. Something that might seem obvious, see it's extending now as I've taken the strap off, is trying to put them a different way around. They are different ends. As you can see, that end protrudes a bit, whereas this end doesn't. Now, as it's a two-part thing, obviously if you had it up that way, the water would run in to the join and it would all fall apart. So get it the right way around. As you can see, if we compare that, look at the difference. What a difference. So let's get that on. I've lost the bolt, here it is. So it's always a good idea to put a bit of grease on these bolts. So I'm going to put some grease on, and that'll just make them easy to get undone next time as well. Some bolts you might want to put some lock on, but these I'm not putting lock because I don't want the thread to lock. I just want them up tight. They will be torqued afterwards, and we'll come to that when we get to it. But I'm just going to put a bit of lithium grease on it, or polymer grease, just to keep it well lubricated, and that will also help to stop them going rusty. They're actually quite clean, these bolts. So just put a little bit of grease on the thread. Not much, don't need much. And obviously that will spread around the actual thread once you get it in there. Offer it up. Do it up by hand. Don't worry about doing it up tight for the moment. And then you need to get that. Sometimes what you might have to do is push on the shock itself to get it in the right position when we get down the bottom. So let's move you to the bottom and we'll get the bottom one in as well. So hopefully you can see this okay. So you need to compress the shock up a bit while you get the bolt in. The bolt's been greased like the other one. What you can do is also do this up, get it in position with the jack as well if need be, and then we can do it up by hand a bit, and then just do it up loosely with the wrench, because we're going to torque it, so we don't want to do it up too tight. There you go. If that happens to be too tight, which I don't think it is, then we can always loosen it off, but it should be fine. So that's in already. So as you can see, it slowed me down a little bit by doing it in stages and showing you and talking to you and so on and so forth. But as you can see, it doesn't actually take very long. You can do it in 15 minutes aside. It's one of the easiest jobs on a Fiat 500 that you can do, which makes a massive bit of difference, because these shock absorbers don't have a very long life. And you know, if you get over bumps and you're hearing clonk, 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 or in my case, tinkle, 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 and clonk, 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 that's going to be your culprit. Obviously, I've got to do that top one up as well. We'll come back and we'll do that up, and then we'll get the torque wrench out, and we'll torque these up, and then we'll get the wheel back on and lower it down and go around and do the other side. Okay, now this isn't that critical. They obviously need to be done up tight. This isn't that critical, but the book says that the top one is done to 80 and the bottom one is done to 70. So we're doing this one to 80. Oh, could do with an extension bar on it. I think it's just easier with the extension bar. So I've set the torque wrench to 80. I think. Let me double check that. Yeah. Let's set to 80. That's it. Right, that's set to 80. Now we set the bottom one to 70. Don't need the extension bar for that one, or do we? Yes, we do. And then we go down the bottom and do the same. So you need to make sure that's on square. Awkward. You do with being a bit higher, the car. That's it. That's it. Right, so that's that one done. So what we're going to do now is get all the tools out of the way, move them all over to the other side, get the wheel back on, take the jack down, obviously take the axle stand out, and then we'll go around the other side. And what I'm going to do on the other side is I'm going to put it on time lapse, and we do the entire thing on time lapse rather than showing you the whole thing again. So that's that. So we'll be back very shortly on time lapse. There you go, that's it. So I literally did that side in 10 minutes. It is one of the easiest, one of the quickest jobs you can do on these cars. Safe working obviously is paramount. It helps make sure your handbrake is on properly. Do one side at a time, that way one side of the rear of the car is still on the ground. This driveway is sloping that way as well, so obviously if it was going to roll backwards it'll roll this way. So you put it in gear, make sure the handbrake's on properly, chock the wheels, which I didn't do, but yeah, safety. Don't forget to use an axle stand over there. If you do both sides at the same time you can. Make sure you chock the wheels properly so the car's not going to move. Yeah, that's it, job done. So that was an easy job, which will hopefully make all the difference and get rid of the noise that I've got when I'm driving the car. So that's the how-to series on Love 500 of how to change the rear shock absorbers. Thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing and hit that like button, and obviously share it as well. Share it with your friends, share it with any other Fiat 500 owners that may want to do this at some point in the future. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again on the channel. See you soon.